Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, November 12th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a reverse aging health call. I'm going to be making a couple of powerful announcements on some very effective formulas. So you might want to be there. That's at 9 p.m. tonight. All of us, with these times going on, and a lot of people are kind of like not know which way they're going sometimes because of the frequencies and the increase of frequencies, and then the lower dark matter frequencies trying to hang on. All of us will live for eternity. That's an understanding, to acknowledge this deeply within the heart-mind. And sure, the bodies we're in and the mind will someday cease, yet we will go on and on and on. Now, once we know this in our hearts, that we have an infinite amount of time ahead of us, we relax and step into expansive, timeless, multidimensional, spiritual experience. Every little occurrence becomes another opportunity for spiritual growth and enlightenment. So today, you might want an opportunity for spiritual growth and enlightenment. This would be the assignment for today. Act as if you are living an ever-youthful, energetic, super-alive body-mind that will live far beyond 1,000 years. Have conversations with people from this place, from that place, where you're going to live far beyond 1,000 years. In that body, okay? Knowing you will live forever. Now understand that the gods we are, obviously, are eternal, that we will exist forever. Imagine the wisdom, relationships, and life experiences we will have during this time. It's absolutely mind-boggling sometimes. Feel, experience, and know you live forever in an ideal anti-aging state of being. Explore, imagine, and rediscover who you are. And anybody can do it. It's just going through the heart-mind, going within, and understanding that you are not the body, okay? It is your suit, your housing, your temporary place to navigate. You're the God within it. And that's a big difference, to understand that and to really, really embrace it. All of us. And it's up to us. We decide. No one's going to decide for us. We decide and choose when, how, where, that we're going to acknowledge this and embrace it and not forget about it and be taken out of that through the ego mind. Because we all know that the bodies are going to be, compared to now, a forever vessel, okay, a forever body. And it'll be up to us when we want to leave it. I like that a lot better than not knowing when you're going to leave it, in most cases. You can be walking along, get hit by a bus, and not, and then that's it. The body's over. It's for us to practice, especially in these times of challenge. We have a lot of energies, a lot of frequencies that we're experiencing. And it's always about, this is a time where I believe a lot of people are they're going to choose to go within. they're gonna start realizing that there's more. I've got to go within and discover the God that I am. It's been a long time, in this life where a lot of us haven't even begun to explore the gods that we are. We think we're these bodies. A lot of people do. They think they're the body. And if you start to realize that life is an enlightenment incubator, realization of the self is realization of God. It is not an experience of God. Rather, it is an understanding that one is God. You, all of us, are gods. There's no debate on that. Of course, the ego mind would beg to differ that with us. And that was Sri Ramarishi. Everything and everyone is here for our enlightenment. We are all in a grand incubation chamber called humanity that is designed specifically to bring the state of self-realization into our hearts and minds. Every person, and I believe everything's a teacher, in this mass school guiding us in finding our spiritual path and discovering what it truly means to be enlightened. Every single person, situation, event, and circumstance in our lives today is offering the perfect ingredients necessary for us to get rooted, grow, and blossom into our greatest potentiality. We are like baby eggs, each designed to hatch, break free from our ego shell, and enjoy this extremely alive, conscious, and deep, juicy existence. And as always, there is nothing, absolutely nothing missing for enlightenment to find its way to any of us, to all of us. All our problems, missed opportunities, challenging life circumstances are the perfect sacred situations, deliberately designed to inspire each of us to build our deepest connection to Source and harness a radical creativity. Without these sacred situations, we would be missing something that is like fertilizer. These essential stinky nutrients that make one deepen, evolve, and grow. Life is perfect just the way it is. And we are perfect just the way we are. And with all our desires and attainments, joys and sorrows, securities and insecurities, life is an enlightenment incubator that cannot be escaped from. We are imprisoned in the destiny to reach enlightenment in this lifetime. Unprecedented. Or the next lifetime, or the next. Our enlightenment is on the divine agenda, the schedule of our soul, and there is nothing we can do to change this. We can try to ignore it, pretend it's not happening, or become detached or distracted by a goal project that seems to be more important than enlightenment. Yet, still, over the course of a lifetime, the karmic agenda remains the same. Our soul's destiny will always be to discover what enlightenment is, what it feels like, and why we need to get and to let go of to attain it, what we need to let go of to attain it. The most ordinary, typical days of this life often contain the most potent aspects of the enlightenment incubation process. Every personal or business conversation, text message, email, Facebook post, YouTube video, you experience are the exact fuel you specifically needed in that moment for you to realize your path to greater freedom. Every moment you are alone, listening to your inner voice, being quiet, or simply doing nothing is also the exact fuel needed. Every challenge, argument, confusion, fear, desire, and indecision is also essential fuel for that moment. In any direction we turn, we find the perfect enlightening fuel is already there, ready to be used. We are surrounded by perfection. It is only the mind that perceives something else. There is no use removing doubts one by one. If we clear one doubt, another doubt will arise, and there will be no end of doubts. But if by seeking the doubter is found to be really non-existent, then all doubts will cease. Ram Rishi. This planet is the most sacred spiritual birthing ground, which is specifically set up for each of us to realize our divine nature within its womb. Each day, the sun shines its light on us. It's giving us warmth so we can relax, smile, and experience so many pleasures in this amazing body. We get to enjoy our body each day and how its five senses are always interacting with the outer world. Our physical body is the perfect cocoon for us to go inside, find our souls, and sprout our spiritual wings. The universe is constantly giving life to you from the inside. Your heart beating, blood pumping, cells rejuvenating, breath flowing, our life coursing through you. Life is loving you from the inside and the outside. And these two words are merged together in a matrix of highly intelligent energy. Different worlds combined. And at the deepest level, life is the most deeply eternal loving teacher there is. It requires no payment from any of us and works every day for us absolutely free of charge. It is constantly offering us free life lessons which help our souls evolve in ways we never knew were possible. This sweet love from life is so extremely generous. It's always gifting us free sunshine, free air, free ocean water, and if we're courageous and willing, all the free food we can find on the trees, plants, and catch in the oceans. We truly live in a divine ocean of loving, intelligent energy that supports every need we have. Even when we get upset, thrown off center, get angry, start to reject life, push love away, life still continues to feed us, nurture us, breathe our body for us. Life still loves us no matter how we respond to it. The sun never stops shining on any of us, no matter how irreverent you are with it. We really don't have to do anything but show up and fully be in this moment of our lives, right here, right now, and this act of showing up is all about surrendering. It's all about surrendering and takes absolutely zero effort. One of the most enlightening meditations is this. For about 24 hours a day, open yourself to the idea that everyone is enlightened except you. Imagine and pretend that there is this huge pronoiac conspiracy. The universe has to wake up. Everybody is a vehicle for the divine, and every human is your greatest teacher and teaching. Listen to others as if God, Him, herself, was speaking through them. The deeper you listen, the more you will hear the divine direction you're needing to go today. The inner voice is already tuned in, and it will start showing you exactly how to find your way home. Imagine that we are all eagerly waiting for you to become enlightened. We have arrived and now are patient, yet very excited about you becoming the great enlightening student that you were born to be. Our mission is to serve you, help you step on board the enlightenment train, because you are the very last to arrive. It's not that you are less than anyone, nor missing anything on the inside. This enlightenment exam is just an assignment for the ego. And it will ignite some powerful insights in you, lighting up your spiritual path. The challenge to pretend that everyone is enlightened except you all day long is huge, I know. Yet take it on as an experiment for just, say, 3 days. Explore how you and your experience of this life changes. As you do this experiment, you'll notice how the quality of your listening changes with each day. On day 1, it may be somewhat superficial. And by day 3, you may become lost in the seeing, feeling the divine everywhere you go. What deep, eternal loving. It's a true, deep, eternal love. So you continue playing with it past day 3, if it's working for you, of course. Noticing what you feel you need to let go of and how your perception of others and yourself changes. Become more and more aware of the immediate shift in consciousness that is created the moment you choose to step into this enlightenment incubator. Pretending that everyone is enlightened except you is a gigantic task for the ego to take on. It's huge. So one small word of advice for you is this. Be gentle with your teachers. Respect their teaching deeply by paying extra super close attention to what they are really saying underneath it all. Listen to what is your next step to finding freedom. Apply what is really going on in your life and see what is it that you most need to learn. Ask yourself, why do these types of people trigger me? And why notice what they are pointing at inside you that you don't love about you? Listen to what's being said between their words, between their thoughts. Feel deeper into what's actually happening in each new moment. If you want to truly be free, you may find that the initial experience of enlightenment is very similar to making popcorn. The hard, small little corn kernels, ego, require loads of heat and pressure to be covered in oil, juicy emotions, and need a bit of stirring, uncertainty, before they surrender, pop open, and expand completely into their light, fluffy fullness. The experiment and the experience of enlightenment is basically a simple, sweet science. When the corn is popped, the hard shell of the ego is no longer holding everything together on the outside. Yet rather, the soft, fluffy part moves forwards towards the outer, and the hard, protective part towards the inner. When the real you comes out, there is nothing to fear or protect anymore. All the outer shells drop, and you become a very soft, open, available being who is full of love and here to be enjoyed by all. Everything that irritates us about others can lead to a better understanding of ourselves. Carl Jung. Just watch your ego closely and notice how it behaves very much like one of these little kernels of popcorn. It feels small, contracted, protective, hard, and limited in its expression. It's condensed with loads of energy inside that are ready to be fully expressed, giving the right heated conditions. When our juicy emotions, oil, are added on top, nothing happens unless there is some real heat underneath. As we start feeling into the heated situations we are currently facing in our lives around money, sex, relationship, love, work, health, etc., the heart turns on. By feeding our feelings fully, deeply, and thoroughly, our energy builds, making the heat even hotter. Eventually, we burst open, liberating ourselves from that tightly contracted, hardened ego self. Life is extremely intelligent. It knows exactly how and where to add a little extra heat to our lives. The popcorn pops on its own accord when the heat reaches the critical point of no return. When the light, that the tight protective case around the ego breaks, the lightness of our being expands through. Now, when our shell cracks, we begin to taste enlightenment and live beyond our egos. The heat of life will come whether we want it or not. We cannot avoid it. It shows up in many mysterious ways and a large variety of forms. And we, unbeknownst to ourselves, for the most part, are the creators of it all. It may show up as pressure we create within ourselves from expectations, assumptions, commitments, agreements, promises in our relationships, marriage, with money, sex, work, and health. It may also show up with a lack of pressure we place on ourselves, meaning if we are too lazy, living in denial, ignoring our desires, wants, and needs, we will feel depressed. And this external heat feeling will come from life for us to do something different and make an external change. It's not that enlightenment is only just some light, fluffy experience. This ego-popping phenomenon is the initial introduction to it. Real everyday enlightenment is living life in a very grounded, real, and always present way that is continually integrating our dark, deep, wounded parts. It is as if the corn kernel gets popped once, then realizes there is another layer of tightness and contraction inside, and then gets repopped again and again, repeating thousands of times every day. You are neither consciousness nor its content. You are the timeless source, the supreme reality. True. Trust that. Nisargadatta. The popcorn ego is a contracted state because it's so busy holding so tightly onto our beliefs, fears, control, and the need to be right. When we relax, letting the heat of life come into expand our minds and hearts in a loving, natural way, the experience of getting popped open by life is quite powerful and exhilarating. Instead of running from life, we face it, embrace, and move into and through it. There is no more resistance to the hottest heat, which is all the things we tend to fear and avoid. We choose instead to welcome these challenges as opportunities to manifest a bigger, juicier life. We get out of the way and let life and its amazingness come truly in. Always remember, deep in your heart, that all is well and everything is unfolding as it should. There are no mistakes anywhere, no matter how much the ego mind is going to try to convince you of that. There are no mistakes anywhere, at any time. What appears to be wrong is simply your own false imagination. That's all. Robert Adams. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing, it's always the first thing for any of us. Remember that. It's where it all begins, relaxing these bodies. The stress, the tension, lots flying around out there for all of us. And, you know, sometimes you sink. You get that feeling of, is this really worth it? Is it really worth all of this going on? You know, when our frequencies do that, they take a bend, a dip. It's because the body is so stressed, and the body has absorbed a lot. For many people, we've absorbed a lot of things, and it's not like you can just, you know, okay, well, just broom that out, no big deal, because we have the ego mind, and we know that. So it's focusing on the body, the breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Being, just being. You can literally meditate while walking. You can meditate. You can go to a park and just sit. There doesn't have to be really anything going on, because really everything is going on. All of nature, everything, all the parts of us that we view. But see, we all get so caught up, and the body gets so stressed, and we can't figure out why so many people are insomnia. They can't sleep a lot. They can't get the right rest for their bodies. So the body's stressed. So they sleep who knows how many hours. Then they get up, and then they rush right back into it. Then they're fearful, and then they're stressful. And there's all kinds of things that we experience, and we all have throughout this life. None of us are exempt from it. So, but it's to know that we have all the power we will ever need, and then some. So we relax the body, naturally. And we focus on the breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. You don't have to, kind of strangle yourself trying to take in too much deepness. You just breathe easily and steadily. Focus on the breath and listen to the breath. That's what will put you into the now. That's what will relax your body. Focusing on the breath. How many times have you witnessed somebody or yourself where you might get into such a frenzy that you're breathing quickly and fast, you're stressed out, and then people say, calm down, focus on your breath. And inevitably the breath eases the body and it relaxes the body. And you do calm down. It's very powerful. That's why we have it, to sustain these bodies so that we can maneuver in physical form and experience physical form. So whenever you feel your body stressing, especially now, with the transition of the frequencies into the higher and higher and higher realms, focus on the breath. Move yourself into the now. The chatter of the mind that we all have, over 60,000 plus thoughts a day that we generate, each of us, and then the tens of millions of programmed thoughts that aren't ours, that float by us like clouds in the sky, we got a lot coming at us. It's exhilarating, adventuresome. So, we focus on the breath. We know that we will move out of the hurricane. We will move into the center and into the peace. That's what you're doing with your breath. You're moving out of the storm, which is life around you. You're not checking out. You're moving out of the storm. None of us need to be in the storm. We move into the center of our being. What is the center of being? Is it in the body somewhere? Not really, per se. It is within us, but it isn't the body. And it is beyond how we view within. So by being in the center of the storm, we focus, we relax, We focus on the breath, we move into the now. We still the ego mind, the subconscious mind. We still them, which means we leave them alone. We're not actively participating in our minds or our egos or our subconscious mind. We're only in the now. And that negates them. And it allows us to watch them. Not judge them, but to watch them. In order to master, we watch. We learn to master the ego mind so they become some of our best allies until they're no longer needed. Anybody can do it at any time. You'll be walking and getting some groceries. Focus on the breath. You don't have to sit there and hyperventilate. You just relax and focus on your breath. It's amazing what happens. You could be driving, focus on your breath. Before you go to sleep at night, focus on the breath. Listen to the breath. Let your body go totally limp. This is important around this time. It's always important, but more so for people who are just not that aware of how powerful they are. And by focusing on the breath, we stay in the now, and we're literally in peace, in love, in gratitude. Because when you step in the center of who you are, that's all there. It's all there. And it's endless. Once the body becomes, people say, well, how do you know you're naturally relaxed? The body gets light. You imagine you don't have that noise, that thought chatter that we all have. It's total silence. Total silence. And we look into the body because we know the body's not it's not us. Okay? We're the God. We're the pure consciousness, and the body holds us and allows us to do things in the physical life. So we notice in these bodies that there are these lights. They look like balls of light. And they go from the tailbone to the top of the head. They're called chakras. Chakras are, definition, if you look up chakra, it means wheel. These are wheels of light. All different colors. What are they? When you look at a person, do you see them? No. But you can see the aura of them, the light that the body gives off through these chakras, these wheels of light. That's why you can have purple and greens and oranges and yellows and everything that are part of your aura. Because it's the energy of the light within you. Like rainbows. Now these are etheric spiritual energy. What are we? What are we comprised of, the gods that we are in these bodies? Etherical spiritual energy. So we flow through these wheels of light, these chakras. And we're connected to all of the parts of these bodies, inside and out, head to toe. All of the molecular structure, all down to the quantum quarks, blood cells, flow, energies, oxygen, everything. But yet we're so detached, we don't know that. How many people you think really know that? Right in this moment, right in this now on this planet, on it, in it, above it, below it. How many know that? Not only know it, but practice it. Embrace it. That's why you will identify and understand that eventually this civilization will learn that you could heal these bodies in the blink of the eye. And the more we produce, the more that we show ourselves, these inventions and these technologies, the more we take them in, the more we start experiencing that this is possible, this can be done. It's happening for me. You see, that feeds you. And all this starts to come together. You start gaining the understanding is that the power that you are has always been able to heal your body. With ease, with absolute ease. But you won't get there by living the outside world. You get there by living the inside world and experiencing it. So we know that the souls that we are, the gods that we are, the pure consciousness in these bodies are not the body. We also know that we enter these bodies. It's like putting on a suit, right? Checking everything out, make sure everything fits, right? You get used to that. You put the suit on, the body. And then you're able to maneuver and do things in physical world. So the soul is the heaven. Heaven isn't a place. Heaven is the God that you are. And we know the body's the earth. Not only that, we know that every step we take, we're creating paradise. How does this come about? Because we're consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We know this. We are embracing the gods that we are within these bodies. Those that aren't ready yet are still embracing the body as themselves, as who they are, their names, everything. We are not. We also shine our light 24/7. Omnipotently powerful. It is the purest of the purest, purest, deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. There isn't a frequency that can come close to it, except more eternal love. And we're blasting this light 24/7. You could do it all day long. You could be sitting reading and saying, I'm going to blast my light over this entire neighborhood. I'm going to saturate everybody in this neighborhood. I'm going to saturate everybody in this building I'm living in. You ever done that? Have you ever just, and for no reason, no expectations, no attachments, you just feel compelled to do it. You feel that heat, that warming in the heart, and it starts to expand out. And this is this golden white light of pure, deep, eternal love, and you're just literally flooding everything and everyone in it. Imagine what nirvana is. That's nirvana. When all of us come to the understanding and embrace it, that we are this golden white light of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace, and we're flooding everything, all life, on and above and below this planet. Earth, Gaia, Arya. It doesn't end. It is constant. But we decide it's fun to do. All the pain and suffering, flooding it with the golden white light of our love. Dissipating it. Flooding it over everybody and all of the nursing homes and all the retirement homes, all the veterans who are suffering on the planet, all of this stuff, all of it. We're flooding it with this pure, deep, eternal love, this golden white light. You see it coming down. It's like a gossamer field. And it just flutters down and it absorbs and easily saturates all of us, head to toe. And as this happens, the God within us glows. We are creating a God planet paradise, a new earth. This is what we're doing. It is our intention. So therefore, so it is, so it shall be. Now, we all know that we reminisce. All of us reminisce. We have memories. They're fun. We have our library and our subconscious mind. And we read and we review and we look at our life and the wonderful times we've had and the not so wonderful times we've had. So we got our own little private library, and we don't stay there long. We reminisce and move on. You've ever done that? And you're with a group of people, you're by yourself, and something kind of sparks it, and you say, oh, I remember that. That was so fun. It was so enjoyable. I'd like to do that again. And then you don't realize it, but you're manifesting a new experience like it. But some of us, we go in that past, and for some reason we just don't want to leave it. We're in the now, right? But we want to be in the past because the past seems to be much more enjoyable than the now. So we stay there so long that we take it into a future that doesn't exist, and we create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. That's why so many people will say, no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Why is that? And I've had people ask me that, and I say, it is because you're living in the past in the now. You've created the past as the future. That's why. So you're in a merry-go-round. You just keep going in a circle, going in a circle. You might approach it differently, but it comes out the same way. Others of us will go into the future. We all go into the future. Haven't you ever wondered, I wonder how it would have been if this would have happened? Or I wonder how my life would have turned out if I had different parents, or if I had parents. I wonder how that would be. What would happen? How would my life be right now? And this is, when am I going to have a lot of money? When am I going to have enough money so I can relax and I can retire? When am I going to have the job I really, truly love? When am I going to have a boss that's great, respectful? When am I going to get married to the right person? When am I going to find my mate, my soulmate, my twin flame? When am I going to find any of that? When am I going to have all that? See, this is what we do. All along, the now is all we have. And it's true. Any of us, no matter how healthy you are, no matter how well you think you're percolating, going along life, we don't know. But how does that happen? How do we not know when we leave the body, when we're going to leave the body? Okay? We create everything. We submit to the universe designs it all. And the next thing you know, you're just kind of on a wonderful spring day. You decide to crosswalk, and you get hit by a bus, and you're out of body. And the next thing you know, you step out of your body and you go, "Oh, you got to be kidding me! Did I design this to leave the body at this time by getting hit by a bus?" Or we all know there's a plethora of things. But see, when we believe we're the body, that's where the fear comes in. That's where the fear comes in. The fear actually helps us because the fear then leads to courage. And we embrace it. We don't deny it. We don't ignore it. We embrace it. We walk through it and it disappears every single time. We also know, as being consciously aware to a certain extent, that we have, the gods that we are, have parts of us that are dormant, they're asleep. So they're not really, they don't participate, but they're part of us. We only count the numbers of us that are consciously aware, that are participating in these meditations for the liberation of this planet. So that's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. All the other gods, right? Now that's the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. The ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. Everyone. And all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And they come in the Gugaplexes from every direction. In fact, in this universe, as we all gather for this meditation, there isn't even a square inch of sacred space left. These are trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes converging here. Converging here for this meditation, liberation of this planet. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do interact with them, and sometimes we don't know we do. We just have an inclination. Other times we know we have. Usually it's after we interact. You say to ourselves, that was an angel, I know that was an angel. That was an angel. And you see, we're all angels. Right? Some of us decide to come in body on this planet. Others decide to stay in the ethers to assist. But see, we're all one. We are all angels. We just perform different tasks for each other. And we do it with deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Always. And when you do meet with an angel, and it's just out of the clear blue, they come in, and it could be a stock person, it could be someone you're ordering food or from, whatever. But you notice it, you feel it through your heart. There's a warming. And you say to yourself, there's something about this person. I can't put my finger on it, but they're not. And you start assimilating this, you start configuring it. And then when you're done interacting, it dawns on you that, gee, that was an angel. No ifs, ands, buts about it. And they all have the same message. It's just been delivered throughout the eons in different ways. Isn't it absolutely glorious, spectacular, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? And it is, and that is bliss when you acknowledge it. Because as gods, we don't taste, we don't eat, we don't go to the bathroom, we don't sleep. Think about that now, all right? It's a whole different existence than these bodies. This is why we get so enticed with getting in a body. Some of us have, when we left the body and we're with the God, we try to figure out, how can we literally conjure a turkey sandwich? Because we still have that memory, that energy, that essence of what it was like to be able to eat in the body. Then you start realizing how enjoyable it truly is and how grateful you are to be in the body. Now the archangels can surround us at any time, any time, any instance, in the either tens of thousands or tens of millions. They can hold a large number in a small area due to their vibrational frequency. So if you want them to surround you, ask. They will instantaneously. You'll feel bliss. You'll be in bliss. Now, the ascended masters, they've mastered physical. They've ascended into physical, mastered physical, and have ascended out of physical into pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical. We are in the process of mastering physical, and we are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, the energy, light energy beings, that are on, in, above, and below this planet, different light spectrums, they come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations of which we don't see. Because the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. But we are familiar with some. And actually we interact with some. Fairies and sprites, the elves and gnomes and dwarves, trees and trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur, many, many, many others. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, and the celestials, similar. Over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. So we're familiar with a certain group of them. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. And this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And all of us are gathered, so to speak, arm in arm, hand in hand, consciously aware, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And all of us gathered from all the reaches of existence and expanses of all the universes are one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We all immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This circle of light emanates from deep within us. It is the God force. It is the God source. It is the kingdom of God. It is the heaven. It is us. It is who we truly are. And we're flooding all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, knowingly, consciously, on this planet, in it, above it, below it. Complete liberation. We begin to ascend. Above the planet, we're immediately met with a massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. It's like an electric light show on steroids. Looks like a big, huge glass mirrored ballroom globe, reflecting all the light everywhere. Except this one is 1 trillion times more intense and 1 trillion times larger. And we're curious, so we want to see what's in it. We look at these and we notice these little tiny microscopic mirrors perfectly etched. So obviously curious we are, we go in. Then we discover that all of us gathered, in fact, all life, the one God, which we all are, we're everywhere, everything. And we're teaching each other. And we're learning from each other. Every single moment. It doesn't necessarily mean that those who are so attached to the body, they believe they're the body. They don't know that yet. And anything that comes into your life, like I've said, a bug in a rug, a moth, a bird, a deer, another person, another being. We're learning, always. Teaching, always. one or the other or both. It's absolutely spectacular that we have this with each other, that we can learn from each other, teach each other. And that has nothing to do with the ego mind. It's all through the heart mind. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us decide to step out of our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. And if we're carrying physical form, why do we do this? Because we can. We're all immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected 24/7 from the God force, love, light energy. And this emanates from deep within us. It is the God source. It is the love. And that's our armor. And that cannot be penetrated. And there's nothing like the armor on this planet, way beyond that. So, no demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. They can't. Higher frequency, it will vanish low dark matter frequency. That's why they leave us alone. They don't come around us. We're always protected. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, stress, envy, hurriedness, revenge, dishonesty, manipulation, all of it, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then the possibilities are there for demon possession, attachment, many different avenues of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. So we have a double light. The first is a double column of light, and the first part of that is a purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. We're then met with the other half, which is the column of the violet ray. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, and we can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the gods within these bodies. We are the sun, the sunlight. The sun rises, the sun sets. The oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the soils, the trees, the forest, the rainbow, the rain, the mountains. We literally are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset or a sunrise, ocean front, mountain view, the sky, clouds, whatever it may be, it is you. It's the God in that body. You are the beauty, the majesty, the divineness, the pureness, the divine perfection. It is you. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And when we understand this, everything changes outside of us. Everything. So the next time you say, oh, isn't that beautiful? You won't say that anymore. You'll just say, that is the God that I am. It's a whole different perspective and understanding. And it's a wonderful one. We continue to ascend above the planet. And as we do, we come into contact with this massive crystalline light tower that we've basically created. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of it, there's this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light. And these rings of light and the golden white bowl of light are all sending out it's like a kind of a sparkling mist. It's kind of it looks like a cloud, but it's sparkling, and it looks like electric and energies. And the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And then comes gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, well-being, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. And we discovered that it's actually a reflection of the gods that we are. That's magnificent for that discovery. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing right now, flooding and saturating and bathing us all in pure, deep, eternal love, nonstop. And we're all drops of this golden ocean. And we all hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this meditative sphere moving towards 4 years ago. It holds over 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All these meditations, day in, day out, hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware, carrying dormant parts of ourselves that have not woken yet, for the complete liberation of this planet and all of its inhabitants, into the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. These meditations don't dissipate, they don't go away. They do the opposite. They continue to intensify, they continue to expand, and they're constantly bathing us in the deep eternal love that we all are. You feel it. Love is infinitely patient and intentionally kind. It is the deep, sweet nectar found inside our very souls. Love is the softness that opens our hearts, quiets our minds. It accepts every aspect of who we are and who we're not. Love knows us, believes in us, and clearly sees exactly where we are in our lives. I join in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out through the mouth. Love has no limitations on what is and is not acceptable inside you. There are no boundaries around what love can and cannot approve of. It welcomes all parts, inviting in the worst aspects of you with a warm, fuzzy heart and joyous, sparkling eyes. Love is the light that shines the way in the darkest hour of our lives. It ignites the fire that guides our spiritual path, beckoning us to rise up out from our darkest misery, to surrender and merge with great healing source of our being. Love is always fearless, always courageous, and always present. It is never wrong, never misguided, and it is never, ever afraid. It is the perfect state that cannot be improved upon. It is always accessible, always available, and always, always, always here now. Love is always generous, completely abundant, and constantly giving to others as well as to itself. It is like the sun, an inexhaustible outpouring of life energy that shares its bliss for the pure, exhilarating joy of it. It is the eternal, infinite, inexhaustible source of life. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. We will return here tonight, our Reverse Aging Health Call, and tomorrow, Saturday, November 13th, 2021, to continue our global guided meditation